It was a normal July afternoon in 1954 at Haneda Airport, Tokyo. The heat was stifling. Thousands of travelers were passing through customs. Just names on a list, faces in a crowd. But one man was different. He was dressed in a sharp wool suit, looking perfectly composed despite the humidity. He spoke French, Japanese, and 4 other languages fluently. He looked like any other successful businessman until he handed over his passport. The customs officer froze. He ran his thumb over the cover. The ink was real. The stamps inside looked official, showing visits to Germany, Japan, and other countries. But the country listed on the cover, the country that had issued this seemingly authentic document, it didn't exist. Today, we redive in deep into the unsettling case of the man from Taured. Story that suggests our world might be much thinner and much more crowded than we think. The man claimed he was from Taured. He said it was a country nestled between France and Spain, a proud nation with a 1,000-year history. The customs officers were baffled. They pulled out a large world map and spread it across the counter. They pointed to the tiny country located on the border of France and Spain. "Do you mean Andorra?" they asked, hoping to clear up a simple misunderstanding. The man's face turned pale. Then his confusion twisted into anger. He jabbed a finger at the map, right where Andorra was printed, and his voice rose. "That's where Taured is. Why is the name wrong?" "It's been Taured for 1,000 years. He wasn't acting. His frustration seemed completely genuine. He wasn't just some confused tourist. He was a man who had watched his entire reality crumble on a paper map. The officers searched him and his luggage, expecting to find a clue to this elaborate puzzle. What they found only deepened the mystery. He had a wallet full of Taured currency, bills and coins that looked and felt real but were from no known mint. He had bank statements from a Taured national bank. He even had a driver's license, issued by a government that according to every history book on Earth never existed. He had documents proving he worked for a company no one had ever heard of, a company with an office in Tokyo that, when they called, had no record of him or his business. How does a man have a lifetime of paperwork for a ghost nation? The authorities didn't know what to do. Was he a sophisticated spy with an incredibly detailed cover story? A brilliant prankster pulling off the con of the century? Or was he something else entirely? Unable to arrest him but unwilling to let him go, they made a decision. They escorted him to a nearby hotel for the night while they tried to figure out what was going on. They placed him in a room on the 6th floor. They stationed 2 armed guards right outside his door. It was a secure room, no balcony, no fire escape, just one way in and one way out, and it was being watched. The man was exhausted from the hours of interrogation. He went inside his room to sleep. The guards stood their post, listening. They heard him pacing for about an hour. The muffled footsteps, a constant reminder of the strange man in their custody. And then, silence. The night passed without a single sound. The next morning, at 8 a.m. sharp, they knocked on the door. No answer. They knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. A sense of unease crept over them. They used their key, unlocked the door, and burst inside. The room was empty. The bed was untouched. The window was latched shut, locked from the inside. The guards had never left their post. No one had entered, and no one had exited. But the man was gone, and it gets weirder. His luggage, which had been stored with him in the room, gone. His passport, and all his other strange documents, which had been locked away for safekeeping in the airport's security safe, vanished from a locked room, in a locked safe, in a separate building. It was as if the universe had spotted a glitch, an error in the system, as if it realized he wasn't supposed to be here, and simply deleted him, along with every piece of evidence that he ever existed. So, what really happened? Some skeptics argue it was a hoax, an urban legend that grew over time, a simple story of a con man who managed to slip away, embellished for decades until it became a ghost story. But others believe in something far more fascinating, and frankly, a little terrifying. Parallel dimensions. Think about it. Imagine a world almost identical to ours, where one small decision, one tiny event 1,000 years ago, changed the name of a country. A world retort is a well-known European nation, and Andorra is just a myth. Did this ordinary businessman accidentally step through a thin spot in reality? Did he take a wrong turn on his way to the airport and end up not just in the wrong city, but in the wrong universe entirely? The authorities in his world were probably just as baffled, wondering where their citizen had disappeared to. And if it happened to him, could it happen to you? Every year, thousands of people go missing without a trace. We assume the worst, that they ran away, or that they met a dark end. But after hearing about the man from Taured, I have to wonder, are they really gone? Or did they just get lost? Did they finally find their way back home to a world that exists right alongside ours? A world we can't see? Next time you're in a crowded airport or a busy train station, take a moment. Look at the people rushing around you. Look for the one who seems a little too confused by the map, the one staring at a sign like it's written in a foreign language they should know. They might just be waiting for the door to their own world to open again. Stay curious. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next reality.